What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. I will be off camera today. I have a lot going on, y'all. But I figure I'd rather be off camera and get it done than not do it at all. But let's welcome in James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, who co-hosts with us.
Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon. Please see the link in the description of the video. Subscribe to his channel. We will be on his channel after these lives doing the latest episode of the Housewives of Potomac. He's also recapping Bell Collective, Salt Lake City, the Braxtons, and then Love and Marriage Huntsville is coming back on Saturday, unfortunately. So he will be recapping that because they're fun to roast. There's that.
Very true. They are fun to roast. I cannot lie about that, y'all. They definitely give us something that we can just read them for absolute filth on, and I cannot wait because I'm ready.
Lord. Hi, Shani. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You are always the first. What's poppin', Shayna? Good evening to you. Yes, evening. She's elsewhere. She's across the country. So good evening to you. Not unfortunately. I'm fighting for my life. Watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. If my husband be wanting to film my reactions to the bull crap with that show, because I'd be like, why does Carlos King do this? He's putting so much effort into his podcast that all of his shows are slipping, Bell Collective included, and I actually like Bell Collective, but I don't know if anybody else has noticed that with Carlos King shows.
Oh, of course, we notice it, absolutely, but what are we going to say? What are we going to do?
We can't do nothing. He don't listen to us. Hi, DM Rocks. Hi, Kevin Reynolds. I appreciate y'all. I think this was the last wife swap episode, you guys. And I am also like fighting some sort of cold or fever. So my voice is in and out. If you can't hear me, just holler in the comments and I'll type it out for James to say. But this was, I believe, the last episode of the wife swap Housewives edition. It was cute. I feel like they could have done a housewife from every franchise. Like even some past franchises. This could have been an opportunity for Bravo to get some past faces that they don't want to bring back on Housewives back on here, but okay. This was the episode for Wendy. So this was supposed to be the premiere episode, but because Wendy and Eddie decided to defraud the insurance companies, allegedly, their episode got pushed because, you know, as a woman of color, you know, with Teresa Giudice, Bravo didn't think twice and never stopped filming. But, you know, with Black women, they had to pause and think about it. Oh, racist ass NBC. I digress. Let me get the comments before I get into the episode. DM Rock says, who do you want for the next wife swap if they renewed? I have some people in mind. You know what? I would like to see Dorit.
She doesn't have a
husband. Damn.
She doesn't have a husband. So she would have been a good one, but she doesn't have a husband.
She would have been a really good one. If we're thinking about it based on who has husbands, I would say that I would take my time on even answering that question because half of the housewives can't keep a man. So we have to put together our pool of housewives that are married and not just married with a husband that's never around, like married with a husband that likes them, that they may still be fucking from time to time.
You know who would be a good one? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Drew Sidora would be a good one.
What husband she got?
She's still married to Ralph to this day.
So we gonna see them going to fake court hearings and.
Yep.
I'm done with James. Let me catch this. I refuse to watch Carlos King, period. Yes, it was the finale episode. Carlos King, I don't watch his podcast. I only see the little clips that get posted on social media. What I will say is he is smart to bring the stars of the show or former people who used to be on the show on to do the dirty work of talking crap, so that he could still maintain his connections while they all tear up theirs. So I'll give him that, but I don't respect him as a filmmaker. I don't respect what he does, honestly. I can't say that any of his shows are like favorite shows that I would watch if I wasn't doing YouTube. And honestly, he's doing a disservice to Black folk, but that's just my personal opinion on him. There are lots of other networks doing it, but to be one of us playing us, come on now. Carlos, come on. Anywho, FYI, another season of Wife Swap has been greenlit. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either.
It was fun to watch. Shani says, speeding back home so I could get down with this review. Shani, please do not speed in New York
Please
traffic.
don't speed. Yes.
Not New York traffic.
That doesn't sound safe at all. It doesn't sound safe
Slow
anywhere.
your ass down.
Yeah.
Lord help us. But we're going to get into this Wife Swap episode. It was titled All is Fair in Love and War. Wendy runs a tight ship. I'm not surprised. What did surprise me was that her mom was always gone working. Like, I can kind of understand that, but it just surprised me that she didn't grow up seeing as much of her as you would think that she saw based on like how we see their relationship today. But Wendy runs a tight ship. She has a schedule. I'm not surprised. She was a teacher. Trust and believe, to get a doctorate, you got to know how to make a schedule. So not surprised at all. But she's going to be switching families with a family in Naples, Florida, Althea and Breck, the ferret, and Craig, the husband, who hides in a laundry room with double computer screens so that he could do all his trading, finances, tech consulting. They had an interesting dynamic. In addition to Breck the ferret, they have 4 kids, 5 cats, 2 ferrets, 3 dogs, a chinchilla. I know that house stank. Now, I'm not trying, do not laugh at me, husband. I'm not trying to, I sound, okay, I'm trying not to sound just extra black, but I know that house stank.
It has to. There's no way. Let me play as someone who.
Florida?
Okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all. My sister owned ferrets. They are the smelliest, stankiest shit everywhere. I can't even begin to describe what that is like. So
they're not allowed in California for that reason, because of smell and the issues that they cause. You cannot have a ferret in the state of California as a pet. They do not sell them. And if you do have a ferret in the state of California, you have to register it before you get into the state, and you can only have one. And it cannot be of a certain age. So it can't be a young motherfucker. They want to make sure it's going to die soon. That's what I got for the California laws. Why do I know that? I was a store manager at Petco for 9 years. So I was like, well, why we don't sell ferrets? I'm tired of these clear people asking me about the damn ferrets. And when they explained it, I said, oh, wow.
I didn't even know what a ferret was until I moved to Arizona. I didn't know what a ferret was. I was like, what's a ferret? Oh, what?
They do smell.
They stink. My sisters have 5. They smell. And I'm just like, girl. And I think she just bought a new one. And I'm just like, girl, why? She loves them. My sister loves ferrets. And I'm like,
they're really cute.
No, they're not.
When you're just, no, to me, I like them. I've held them. They're so cute. They're fun. But I don't want to clean it. I don't want it in my house. I'm just thinking of the ferret scents and stuff in its pee and poop and all the cat, piss and the stuff that's in that going into the vents of their AC, and they just breathing it in. I know that house stink. Oh God.
You couldn't tell me different. Yeah, you couldn't tell me different.
Nobody could tell me that house didn't stink. But okay, moving along to finish the introducing them, because I was just disgusted with that. This lady Althea believes in low demand parenting. I would like to give a PSA to everybody. I am blackity black, fucking extra black. I have no problem with the fact that I got my ass whooped growing up. I think it helped me build some character. As quiet as it's kept, I do. We have rules in my household. My parents allowed us to thrive. We were allowed to play outside. We came home when the street lights came on. That was always the rule. I had a good amount of freedom, but I also had an immense amount of structure. If I brought home a report card with grades under a B+, I couldn't go outside and have that structure. I couldn't do it. So I'm low demand parenting is interesting. I do remember learning about the different parenting styles when I was in college, and I do not recall anything of that style. There are styles similar to that, but I never heard nothing of that per se. But she says that her style of parenting empowers independence of her kids. They pack their own lunch. They cook their own dinner. They cook their own breakfast. They get themselves dressed. They clean their own bodies. They do everything on their own. And there's a basketball court inside of the house instead of furniture. apparently this family came from New York City and used to live a very structured life. But the kids are talking about they would like a mom that's not lazy like theirs and a mom that's going to come and cook dinner for them. So essentially, Althea is a housewife that don't do shit. She's literally a housewife if you just take it based on the two words that have been put together. She lives in the house and she is the wife. That's it. Because what I got from it, she doesn't do shit. James, before I get to the comments, how did you feel about the introduction to Althea, the low demand parenting style, and the kids hoping that they can get a wife to swap that will actually cook them dinner and is not lazy like they own mama?
I actually thought it was sad. I thought it was sad because of a few reasons. One, it just seems like Althea is completely checked out and is done parenting. That's what it gave off to me. It feels like, I do think she loves her kids. I do think that she, is friendly and gives them some time. But I just feel like as a parent, she has completely checked out since their move to Florida. I feel that she does not have that same bone anymore. And it could be the trauma from New York because we don't know what happened in New York. So, I mean, from what the oldest daughter described, which we'll get into, it just seems like as I'm looking at her now, she looked like she's completely checked out. I also wanted to add, I don't think her and her husband sleep in the same room either. That was another thing that kind of threw me off. He looked like he sleep in that laundry room. That's just how I looked at it.
That laundry room is his life.
Right.
We're going to get to the laundry room a little later, but I do feel like it is his life. I do want to catch the comments. Not just James, get your friend.
Right.
Whitney, Angela Oakley, Tia, and I do not like this person from OC, but Tamara. Oh,
I
Lord.
could see Angela Oakley going. No, I can't because she's still got enough kids.
Angela Oakley's still down to earth too. I could see her doing it.
Whitney, I could see her doing it. Tia, I could see her doing. I don't know Tamara, so I don't know who that is. So I don't know if she'll.
I feel like Tamara would be the problem. She would do something, or her episode would go okay, and then when it airs, she'll do some fuck shit on the internet that'll piss everybody off.
Does she still have a husband?
Yes.
Oh no, I don't know her. That's what I'm saying. All these people have husbands, so that's why I'm like, does she still have a husband? I don't know her.
On a serious note, did not like the swapped wife Althea at all. Honestly, she was really sweet on social media, but after watching the episode, I really don't care for her. I'll get to that toward the end, but I don't care for her either. Double computer screens and double washing machines and dryers. When you got 4 kids,
that was goals. That is something I want. I want a double washing machine and dryer, just like that, up against the wall, just like that. Life would be so much easier in my home if I had that set.
Now, for the realistic reason, for people with 4 kids, as the oldest of 4 siblings, they need that. They need that. My parents used to go through washer and dryers like crazy. Like I saw them buy more of those than cars growing up, which is a concern. It was so much laundry. They need that. I was thinking the same thing about the house because believe at one point I had 3 dogs and I had Renew-It and Glade plugins all around this house to make sure they didn't smell. You know, dog owners love to say, oh no, I'm clean, it don't smell. There's not one single person with a dog whose home I've gone to and I've not smelled the dog.
Oh, I wish you would have my house when I had 5.
I always smell the dog. And people always say that. Then when I finally get to I'd be like, it's not your fault. You can keep it as clean as you want. The little motherfucker breathing in there, your house gonna have a hint of dog.
When I tell you, oh no. Having a former partner that was OCD the way that fool was, there was you would not know a dog lived there. That dog was so terrified to use the restroom in that home at any point, even though we had pads just in case, we couldn't take him out. He waited.
With dogs, unless you are putting them little paw covers on your dog, please don't be walking your dog and then having to come in the house and on the bed.
Oh no, he had paw. Yeah, no, oh no.
I just cannot. Mm-hmm. They do. They can. They eat more. They'll eat what's in sight, though. Spiders good. James, you don't remember the movie back in the day called Beastmaster, and the dude had 2 ferrets named Kodo and Podo?
Never seen the movie.
They have Wendy living up there with the Beastmaster. All we need was the tiger and the hawk flying around. It'd be the Beastmaster movie. That wife don't do shit, and I love the fact that Wendy's mother told her so. When you go back home, don't do shit there either. Ricky Tivy told me Mom Goose reminds me of a ferret. Oh, I don't see Charles Oakley. I feel like he would do it.
I feel like he would do it too.
On Charles Oakley, he'll do it.
I feel like he would do it and complain about Angela the whole time. Yeah, I think he'll complain about Angela the whole time, which will piss us off. That's actually gold if they do get Charles Oakley on the show.
Charles and Angela are TV gold, but on a serious note, I don't think he liked the Housewives. I feel like he's chill away from them bitches. I don't blame him either. He probably Googled them and was like, I've seen enough. I don't want all those washing machines and dryer because that means there's that many. That's true. Even with all those dogs in my house smelling like Glade, it did not smell like piss or shit because we don't play that over here, child. I can't with dogs. I can't. But y'all, let's get back into the episode. We get to the swap, and Wendy notices that there's no furniture when she walks in. I did not notice that initially. I don't know why, but when Wendy walked in, I really noticed it. To clear out the furniture, family room, all for the name of a fake basketball is crazy when you have a backyard and a front yard with a garage.
There's a basketball hoop in the front yard too.
So I'm like, why is it in the house? That just doesn't make any sense to me. But she sees lots of arcade games, and she says she felt like she was in a mini Dave and Buster's. Of course, Wendy starts hollering, but Wendy kind of irritated me because you hollering at cats and dogs. She was like, oh, I like dogs. I like dogs. When she saw the dog. But I'm like, I understand screaming at the ferrets. I understand screaming at the chinchillas. But you screaming at cats and dogs. Wendy.
Well, she screamed at a bird. Which actually I agree with because I was screaming at a bird too. So I actually get it. But yeah, she was doing all that screaming and shit. I was like, and I don't know how that man didn't come out his office and see what the hell was going on.
I wonder if a load of laundry was going and he just couldn't hear her or something.
You couldn't trust me. No, she screamed above them washer and dryers. He heard that shit. He was like, here she go. Is somebody black too? No, I'm just playing. That made it look like he was racist.
I could not. But when Wendy does go into the laundry room and she finds Craig there, I was cracking up. But she learned from Craig after meeting him that Althea don't wake up till noon most days. So not only is Craig the one paying all of the bills, providing the home, the cars, the food, the accessories, the clothing, he's providing every social determinant of health, we call it, for him and his whole family and his wife. In addition to that, he takes his kids to school. He makes them breakfast. He picks them up from school. He takes them to their activities. He still makes it to his kids' extracurricular activities and games. He does the laundry and he cooks dinner while working full time. And what does his wife do? The bitch wakes up at noon and then gets to her meditating and crocheting. We gonna come back. We gonna come back to Wendy. We gonna come back because I kind of felt for this man, but then I'm also looking at him like, man, you a sucker. Because ain't no way. Ain't no.
You said it, not me, because there's no way she would be into bed. She'd be in bed. We got 4 goddamn kids. You mean to tell me you in that bed all goddamn day?
And I'm paying all of the bills and going to work and taking care of them and paying for them.
Right. Get your ass up. You take one kid, I'll take, because the other baby, she could drive herself to school. But get your ass up and take one baby, I'll take the other one, and we'll split, go like this. We're not going to do this. Like, there's no way she'd be in that bed all day. There's no way. If she's married to me, absolutely not.
She's crazy as hell. It doesn't make sense. Wendy does, at Wendy's house, the mom comes by. I don't like Wendy's mom. I'm going to do the best I can. Every time we see Wendy's mom, this lady is 3 shades lighter in skin complexion. And now it looks like she's got her a good prescription for Ozempic or Wegovy, because you saw the scene that we saw from not too many seasons ago of that lady.
2020, right.
Crazy. And she was big as a house. Now suddenly this lady is ready to walk the one way. Nobody loses weight that fast naturally. I promise y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with being on the GOP. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But Wendy and her people, they gonna lie till they can't lie no more. Her mama's trying to get back to looking 32. And lady, let it go.
I mean, when
Let
you
it.
look at the old pictures of her, baby Wendy, and whatever the sister's name is, and then mama, that mama was darker than me. I
You
was
would think that
like,
the kids were kidnapped or something as kids and
right.
just got reunited. I don't know what she's doing, but it's sad that so many chocolate women and African women feel like they have to lighten their skin tone. It's unfortunate. I don't know what makes people feel that way, but I hope that they get over that. But Wendy's mom is giving this lady Althea Hill for not knowing how to cut okra. Althea was cutting okra correctly, for those who do not know. I'd
I
like
was
to
just gonna
point
say,
that out. She did not
mm-hmm,
cut the okra incorrectly. If you're gonna fry some okra or
that is
put it
how I
in
want
the skillet and saute it, that the way Althea cut it, that's how I would cut my okra. Now, if I'm making some okra soup that I'm gonna dip my fufu in, as an African, you cut it a little bit differently because you need it to be the base of the soup. Like it's in every bite you take. So I didn't understand why Wendy's mom was giving her hell. Uh, but she called Althea when learning about how Althea's life was. She's like, "This is why I don't cook at my house. We don't do this." Wendy's mom said, "Oh, so you're a bystander." Not you calling her a bystander in her own house, but she told no lies. Then the lady also told Althea that she was lazy. She was lazy. And honestly, I think that in this situation, thank you, Susan. Thank you, Mama Susan. Because Althea, you are lazy and you are a bystander in your own life. That's sad.
She
But
looked
how did
like she
you
wanted.
feel?
She looked like she wanted to cuss Miss Susan out. Like she really did. Like I think it was biting that tongue. She was like, "God damn it!" Like this lady. But no, but I do agree with that. She was telling her the real. Like you still got baby children, and you sitting up there talking about you don't cook, you don't do this, you don't do that, and it's like how? And once again, I blame the husband. I do, y'all. I blame the husband. Because there's no way that would fly with me. There's just absolutely no way. I might as well be single. If I can do this all work, do laundry, pick up the kids, cook, and all that, I might as well just be single. What the fuck you latching on to me for?
If she is going to live her life like that, at least get to a point where you guys are so rich that you could afford a bigger house or you can hire people
Right.
to do stuff. But to try and lead that lifestyle when you can't afford it and then have your children make up for it versus truly being children, it's ridiculous. It's like having an untrained dog. She don't see as bad until one of her kids bites somebody. That's how I feel
Mm.
Althea is literally viewing her kids, because her defense when talking to Susan was, well, people tell me my kids are wonderful until they're not. Until they're not, and she's lucky.
She also said in that scene that she has her mom come over, which is another thing. She's
Mm-hmm.
spoiled. That's another thing that Althea is not Althea. Aletha is spoiled.
Oh, it sure
So
was Aletha. Oh
is
Lord.
yeah, I keep thinking of when I say Althea, I'm thinking of Benzino's that thing. Aletha, kind of like Lakeitha, Aletha. So with Aletha, I just feel like she's spoiled and she's checked out. So that's another thing I noticed because she said her mom comes over and teaches her daughters how to cook, and it was like, okay, but why your mama got to come out her way to come teach your children what you should be teaching them? So that was another thing that rubbed me wrong about her. It was like, because she said it with such joy as if it was normal. And that's not normal. So yeah, I was, she was a piece of work. What's going on?
I'm
Oh,
sorry, my bad. My husband's asking for cookies. Um, I'm like, what? I got distracted. Anywho, let me get through the comments. Kevin Riddle said, I noticed the no furniture. It's the way he typed that though. Like, you know what's funny? If the family looked of a different hue, I feel like they would have been red from they fucking foreheads and they front lawn to the back anus of their backyard for that house. But I digress. Shani said, yeah, when she walked in, I thought it was just a big entryway. I didn't know it was the living room. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Insanity. And it looks like she turned her family room into like her office space for whatever it is she does there. I don't know why she had an office chair. She doesn't have a job, but I'll digress. I didn't understand that either. Her screaming at the fact that there were dogs in the house. Girl, you got 2 dogs of your own at your home. That was just Wendy putting on for the camera.
That was absolutely.
Which she's never been good at. And I think that's why the audience who's watched Potomac has been kind of in the middle with Wendy. Because sometimes she puts on too much, and at other times you can tell she leans into who she is. And it's hard to like her when she's up and down all the time. I think the husband has just dumbed out on all the noise that goes on outside of his office / laundry room.
That's the problem.
I feel like I know why he's quiet though, which I'll get into later toward the end. Because Althea, she was the least likable.
Aletha.
What the fuck are these people's last names? Because I'm gonna keep saying Althea.
I know. I had to stop myself too. I'm like, Aletha.
I ain't got my glasses on right now, and I keep looking at the phone, and I can't see as well as I used to. But I see the A, the L, the T, the H, and the E, and the A. I don't see that extra E. Let me put on my fucking glasses.
It's Aletha.
God, Aletha. I'm moving out. That's some lazy shit, waking up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with 4 kids, and half of them still have to go to school. Listen. All she do is crochet and play with them damn animals. At no point did I see her playing with her kids. Oh, that's a good observation.
That's a good observation.
I don't give a fuck if I work from home or not. Get the F up and help me. I work from home. I work from home. And every day I get up and I have to be intentional about moving. Every day I am up by 5 a.m. So I mean, she's just lazy.
She's lazy and she's checked out. That's what I'm saying. She is completely like, that's the one thing we weren't getting into. I don't know, Wendy's not that kind of doctor, so I didn't expect her to get into it. But someone needed to tell her, you have completely checked out. You've completely checked out and you still have raising to do.
I would consult with the doctor because I have no clue. And I'm also not a medical person. Her sister is Ivy.
Ivy, that was her sister's name. Yeah, I could not remember that baby's name. I was gonna call her the cousin's name of I almost said a nigger.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree with this, Shani. I think she was purposely cutting the okra raw because when you looked at how she was doing it, and I'm sure that Wendy's mom instructed her specifically on how to cut it. So I'm sure. Alethea, Aletha, whatever the hell her name is. I am so sorry because I really don't like messing up people's names because people mess up my name all the time. Alethea? Did I say it right?
I think that's how you say it. I say Aletha because ain't nobody got time to be.
Okay, I'm gonna give it Alethea. That's what I got. I think Wendy's mom was talking to this new lady the same way she would talk to Wendy if Wendy wasn't doing what she was supposed to do for her husband and kids. I don't think the mom said anything wrong. Not in this episode. Wendy's mom was on it.
No, yeah, I'd appreciate it. No.
The mother is coming over to teach the grandkids how to cook instead of the kids' mother teaching them how to cook, which is going to make the kids say when they're adults, my grandmother was there for me more than my mom. Yeah. And it looks like the grandmother, when we saw them at the end with the family dinner, when she says for them kids to do something, they know where the rules is at in their life because they followed what that lady said. The first Althea that comes to mind is Althea Tibbs in The Heat of the Night.
Mrs. Tibbs. I miss her. I love that show.
Sitting in my heated room. It is cold here. 32 degrees. See, that's why I stay my black ass in California, Kevin. I cannot. If it was 32 degrees, I probably just would not leave my house for the winter.
I wouldn't either. That's why I'm actually... When I do go to DC, I am going to keep my place here in Phoenix to be a snowbird. I'm not going to be in no snow like that in cold weather. I'm just not going to do it.
Single mom over here, and I didn't have to get up and go to work until 12:30 in the afternoon, but I still got up to feed my kids. and took his ass to school. Right. Right. 38. Oh no.
Oh Lord Jesus.
What's the temperature where I'm at right now? In Oakland, California, it is currently 72 degrees. I love it. I'm happy. Um, craziness, 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 craziness. I had to run outside to get the devil's lettuce before these lives. It was dumb cold. Damn. I can't imagine. I just wouldn't smoke. I just wouldn't smoke. Um, but getting back to the swap, Haley, who is 19 years old, she is the daughter who is home from college. This girl is so genuine. I think she'll make a wonderful mother someday. You could tell that Haley had a lot of love and a different upbringing from her siblings. My youngest sibling is 10 years younger than me. So I understand that you can have a bunch of siblings and come from the same parents and have totally different upbringings.
Yeah.
Totally different upbringings. When I was coming up, we were living in deep East Oakland, staying in places that were not the safest. My parents were in college. By the time my youngest siblings were born, they had graduated, had graduate degrees, and was making decent money. Our childhood's very different. So I understood that perspective with Haley. She takes care of them, and her older siblings were very happy. Basically, Alethea's son says that his mom does not hug him much, and she doesn't really care for like the things that he likes. She'll show up to some of his games because he plays sports, but when she's there, she doesn't cheer for him. If he looks out at the stand or at the bleachers, his mom is in her phone, not cheering for him or concerned with the game, which that kind of made me really sad because as a kid, you really look forward to your parents watching you. I had a mom that didn't come to my performances and stuff like that, but my parents were married. My dad never missed anything, but I always had that, like, I wish my mom would have came, even though I had one parent coming. So it sounds like even though the dad, Craig, is showing up, the little boy is not happy that his mom's not engaged, which was kind of concerning. Well, actually, it was very concerning. But Wendy noticed that Haley is the mom of the family. She was super loving, gave them hugs, embraced them. She was just totally loving. She did make Wendy clean up ferret poop because Wendy was looking for shit to do because Althea don't do nothing. So she was bored. She was bored and she can't even enjoy the damn vacation because I know the smell in that house had to be ungodly. I know it had to be. But before we get to this rule switch, how'd you feel about Haley? She's sweet.
I loved her, and I think she gave me, just like a glimpse of what life was like when she was being raised. Because it seems like Aletha was one of those moms that was very hands-on, and then when it came to her having her second set of children, the boys, it just seems like she just completely, as I said, checked out. So it's nice to know that at some point she was a very hands-on mother and was the PSA mom, did everything when they were in New York. So it gave me a glimmer of hope that it's still in there somewhere. So I definitely appreciate that and glad that she didn't completely disregard her mother. Just wish her mother just did not give up on life like she did.
That's fair. I think that's extremely fair. That's extremely fair. Before we get to the rule switch, let me get the comments. Shani says, please don't be offended by this twin, but fuck your couch and fuck your 72 degrees out there. Hey, you better say fuck James's couch too.
No, that's why I didn't say nothing. You see why I was quiet the entire time? Yeah. See, you see how she do me? Do you see how she do me? She didn't have to say nothing.
Right with
she
me.
didn't have to say nothing.
Listen.
You wrong. She didn't even have to say nothing. That's why I didn't say nothing. Don't throw me under the bus like that. Ain't you something?
I knew it was coming. I was ready. I said, you know what? It's 80 degrees in Phoenix, but honestly, I'm probably fuck my couch because I'd rather deal with 72 than 80 degrees.
But whatever. Whatever.
James, go straight to hell. Oh Lord. Kevin said I did like Haley. She was my favorite the entire episode. She made the episode tolerable.
Actually, both her daughters were really well behaved and very sweet. I did have an issue or two with some of them children, which I don't know if you'll get to.
Oh yeah, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there.
Okay.
Because some of them kids need their ass whooped.
Yes.
Joe Jackson.
Because we could tell we missing some shit here. It was like, wait a minute, why is that little boy still here after nine
Some of them
o'clock?
kids,
I was like,
some of
whoa,
her
whoa.
kids were the reason that humans need leadership and governmental
Yes.
structures. Because some people, if you let them act the fool, will act the damn fool. And that's what I'm gonna say before we come back to it. Shetty saying, you know, we're going to cheer for our babies. We gonna be dumb loud and we're gonna cheer for your baby too. Right. You cheer for
Mhm.
your people. But my husband before us, I'm cheering. It's like I'm the hype man. You feel me? We gonna get it done. And I'm a pretty reserved person, but if your friends or someone you love does something, cheer loudly and ignorantly, as you should.
Yes.
I love the Florida daughters. They were sweet. You could
They
tell
were.
that
They
they're
were
keeping
cute.
the
Yes.
family together. They're definitely keeping it together. When Wendy found out she was going to Florida, did you peep the look on her face? The look on her face was warranted. While Melissa's hiring security, a black woman going to Florida, especially in an area where you don't hear too many black people, I'd be concerned too. Like, y'all need
I
to be
have
careful.
been to Naples, y'all. There's some of us there, but we're in a very secluded corner of Naples. It's not like we all scattered. Like, yeah, it's
See, and
definitely that. Hmm.
that's what we have to think about. So for those who feel like black people be paying the race card, just think when you travel, do you have to wonder how well you'll be received? Because I know if I want to go to Greece or Italy, I got to expect certain things. That's all I'm gonna say. Uh, Cleaning the ferret poop took all of 15 minutes, as mentioned by Wendy. It should take longer. I do want to point that out.
It
You don't.
absolutely should.
There was shit that touched the floor and piss that touched the floor. Those pee pads are absorbent, but it absorb and they get wet, and then that wet pee has touched your floor. They should have sprayed some Nature's Miracle down. They should have sprayed some vinegar, some lemon. They should have got some Lysol, some Clorox wipes, or hell, bleach if you got to, if you got just the
No, she
floor.
should have a designated, yeah, she should have a designated Swiffer that she could put all up and through the walls and could spray that shit
You
down.
need
Like,
more than a Swiffer for pets. You need the real shit. Get you a bucket, some bleach, and dilute that bitch with some water. Find some pine saw. You got to get the shit. Okay,
no,
them
I know
animals
that, but I'm
stink.
just,
They
yes.
stink. If she, I bet you that's what she's doing is rubbing a Swiffer through around
No,
it.
I don't like she got no Swiffer. It look like she just do exactly what Wendy did. Because remember, the daughter was instructing her. They don't look like they mop that floor. You really think Aletha mop?
No.
Okay.
She said, "Yo, James, fuck you and your long ass hallway. You 80 degrees out there. I'm trying to tell
What long
y'all,
ass hallway do I have?
it's actually not long. Now that I've
It's
been
not
there,
long. It's
is that
not.
he is sitting at the very end at the corner of a room. And so
Yes,
when it's on camera, it does look far because it's the whole room to the door, and then it looks like that's outside the door. The hallway is short, I promise y'all.
it
It's a
is. It's
normal
very
hallway.
short. It's a nice spacious room. I wish I had more shit in it, but no, it's yeah.
God, I wish I had more in it. Those two boys need their ass whipped because I think they were out there screaming at the top of their lungs on purpose at 12:30 in the
When I
morning.
tell you I would have came out there with a fly swatter and started whooping ass all over the place, keeping me up
Yep.
that late at night, they would have
Yep.
thought they would have called the police on me at that point. I'd have been in jail.
I had
Because
cousins
why?
like that who could just stay up and do what they wanted. But when we would spend the night at their house, we were always told because my auntie Teresa would fuck us up. She'd be like, "I don't give a damn what time you go to sleep." She'd be like, "I raised my kids, but I bet not hear your asses." So we would be up, but we would learn to be quiet, watch movies, do stuff. Them
No,
kids
them
was
kids
playing
was out of control.
basketball
Out of
at
control, hollering and screaming. When I tell y'all, I'd have turned into Auntie Nita so quick.
oh,
Like, what the hell is y'all? What is y'all doing this late at night? And I get it's Aletha's rules, so we can't interrupt the pattern of what Aletha goes through.
no, I think that's a little much. That's a little like you got the crew working in the dead of the night. Like that's ridiculous. And then the other thing, like if you just look at how memory works, working memory, which is important to learning. These are school age kids. They may be doing well in school, but I don't trust the fucking school districts of Florida or really any school, red state, as quiet as it gets. So like it's gonna make it harder for them in school, but whatever. He said, especially with the kid lying on that table. I would have snatched
Oh,
him by his shirt. off
When I
of the
tell
table.
you, when that dad didn't say anything, but hey, bro, what are you doing, bro? I said, bro, no. Boy, if you don't get your goddamn ass off that table,
My
like,
mama would have hit me
ooh,
for call. If I called my dad bro as a kid, he probably snatched my ass up. He probably would have.
these
My
kids,
dad
them
never
kids
really
just,
whooped me, but he might have if I called him bro.
oh no, I see. I told you I don't want to just with my kids' ass. First of all, my kids would never do no shit like that. Let's be very clear. The table's for eating, not for you to get your ass up there and throw a tantrum because I took your fucking phone. Ooh.
Right? Why are the animals in the house? Ferrets are indoor pets. Shouldn't be, in my opinion. They shouldn't be, but
They
they're
won't be able
indoor
to handle
pets.
the heat in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. His apartment is super spacious. The rooms are super big. The hallway is short, but like everything else is big. I don't care if the rules have changed or not called up to
Right. I'm telling you, like, I want y'all ass for tonight because it can happen. Get your asses in that room, go to bed. I ain't got time, little boy.
See, a
Remember, James,
mess.
I don't care if they
Now,
don't eat at that damn table.
you don't just
Like,
lay on tables.
yeah,
That's just you just don't do that. You just don't.
they need an answer
Um,
because Wendy kids were so well mannered. I was like, yes,
Even with
Wendy's
the
kids.
fun, Wendy's kids acted correctly. And Althea's sitting up here, my kids are great. No, I actually think you've heard things about some of your kids, but are probably not taking it to heart. But we'll get to that. But we get to the rule switch. Althea just gets rid of rules. We're not even going to discuss her rule switch. Basically, everybody can do whatever the hell they want. And at Althea's house, Wendy basically has the rule of when they eat dinner together, they're going to eat together and there's not going to be phone time during dinner. And then Wendy has decided that with each of Althea's 4 kids, she's going to spend time with them one on one doing an activity that the kid likes to do. I thought that that was the sweetest and most empathetic and kind hearted thing Wendy could have done. Maybe that's why she defrauded the insurance company and not actual people. But I digress, and that's
Once again,
allegedly.
her name ain't on shit.
I know, but I'm just looking at it. I'm like,
So
she's so sweet to consider to do something like that because the whole time the kids have been saying they don't feel seen, they don't feel heard, they like their freedom, but they want to be nurtured. They want to feel like they have a mom.
they want
And
their
their
mama to
moms,
get her ass up in the morning and come get them, cook them breakfast. They want their mama to spend time with them instead of crocheting and do whatever the fuck she want to do. They want their mama. That's what they want.
yeah. And it's nice that Wendy is kind of giving them a shot to kind of get that type of energy. So I did appreciate that. Um, Wendy knits with Haley, the oldest daughter, and I love this scene. Haley explains how her mom used to be extremely involved in New York and how she treats her two siblings the way that she would want to treat her own children's, which is opposite of what her mother did. And I noticed it was similar to Wendy. Wendy has a lot of structure because she felt like her mom did not give her structure, so she has wanted to make up for that with her own kids. And it seems like Haley and Wendy were able to bond over that, but she was extremely sweet. Now, Althea and these kids painted, but they spilled paint on the carpet. They did make the effort to cover the carpet, I noticed, but it looks like Wendy's son has something up off of the carpet. That's something that could have happened with or without the rule change, but Wendy had a whole glass table that you could have threw that tarp over and they could have painted on. Why would you go to the carpet of all places? I painted in the house with my siblings growing up. We went to the table and we would put back then we would put newspapers
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. But
Yeah.
I mean, we were at the table and covered it. My dad used to throw towels over the chairs because it was the 90s, so your furniture was what you had. And I didn't understand that, but it wasn't intentional. Eddie did look like he wanted to whoop his son's ass though, but
On national TV, and I would have
but
been
he
mad.
remembered
He looked like he a problem too. That middle one. He looked like
Cruz. Yep,
yeah, he looked like
that's
he a
gonna be
problem.
the rebel.
Yep, I already can see it.
The oldest one, he looks just like Eddie.
Yes,
That is Eddie part 2. And the baby, Cameron, she looks just like Wendy and Eddie combined. That little one, Cruz, I don't know who he looked like. He's kind of looking like Susan, and that tells us he may be trouble, but we gonna see.
Mm.
Let me see. Which comments did I not catch? Not they don't eat at the table. Bottom line, gentle parenting, and it doesn't work. It's a fact.
It doesn't
The
work.
problem is a lot of parents don't understand how to not be gentle without just immediately going to violence. But that's another topic, not for this live.
Yeah, not for this live. Yeah, we can talk about that all day.
Remember how Claire Huxtable told Vanessa after they came home because she wanted to go see The Wretched? Go to bed, right? My husband says that anytime that
Claire, that is like my idol when it comes to parenting and how I think I'm going to be as a parent. Claire Huxtable always comes to mind because she was very stern and direct, but she also had logic and understanding too.
And she was fun.
And she was fun. Fun.
She said Vanessa wanted to have big fun with The Wretched.
And every time Vanessa opened up, she said, "Shut up! You don't open your mouth."
I said, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Oh God, the funniest thing. Whenever I go out with girlfriends or go do hood rat things with my friends, my husband makes those comments. You going to go do big fun with The Wretched? I'd be like, "Oh nigga." Let me see. I love that Wendy spent time with the babies, and it looked like Wendy was enjoying herself with all of the kids, especially Wendy's a sports mom. Because she was into the game. She wasn't just cheering for him. With that other kid that she did not know caught that ball, the way she cheered, all the kids was looking like, wait a second. One thing Black people gonna do.
And you saw the smile on the kid.
He was so happy.
Yeah, he was. It was like, oh.
And his teammates was getting amped up, right? I said, I love that. Black people, we gonna cheer.
Yeah,
we will cheer. It's gonna be ignorant, and it's gonna be. They made an effort to cover the carpet after the fact there was a big ass stain on the carpet. I bet production probably paid for the carpet.
Oh yeah, Phaedra told us they do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We heavily rolled over her. We heavily rolled over her flowers in her car when it was coming over to her house. Production paid for that. Heavily said Phaedra made production pay for that shit.
Let me tell you this, Kevin. I don't understand why they had a whole table. That's all I'm gonna say.
Y'all.
Kids and carpet and anything of color has always been a disaster. And then he spills the most colorist of colors that the boy could have spilled on that pretty carpet. I said, Alethea, I hope I'm saying your name right, bitch.
Yes, this time.
Jesus Lord, she was sweet. But yeah, Wendy did good with the kids. Wendy and Althea, they get to the end of the experiment. Now, before we get to the end, there were some things that I kind of noticed. Alethea's mama needs to tell her daughter about herself. If you can woman up and be the grandma that's going to discipline the kids and tell them about themselves, your job as a parent is never done. They've said, I'm not a parent, but that's what I've heard. You need to tell your child that. If I do something crazy or like, there's still stuff my dad will call me and give me advice on or correct me on. And I'm an adult. Like, you can always still provide that guidance to your kids. Alethea's mom needs to whip her into shape or put her into therapy. Because in my opinion, professionally, it looks like she's going through depression, which reflects and shows in lots of different ways. Because you're not doing anything. You're sleeping till 12. Like,
you want to know why that man ain't left her? Because that mama get up over there and start cooking and shit and doing the shit that Alethea's not doing. So she won't be at her house. Because that's exactly what she doing. That mama not slick. I know what you're doing, lady. You're trying to make sure you clean up that house and shit and cook for that man so that man don't be like, you know what, I can't fucking do this shit no more. I'm gone. That's what she doing. I know mamas like this. Instead of correcting their child, they're going to correct the situation. Ain't that some crazy shit?
It's crazy, but she needs to do the right thing. She won't, but that bothered me. The boy on the table bothered me, but we kind of got into that. So I'm going to just move it on to the end.
Yeah, well, the only thing that bothered me that was the little girl had her boyfriend over there past 9 o'clock. I don't play them games. They was just all up on the couch, and Wendy's like, "Isn't it bedtime?" And they said, "No, this is what we do." Little boy, take your ass home because there's no staying after 9 o'clock here. There's nothing doing that. That girl's only 16 years old. No, take your ass
You
home.
know, at 16 years old, I was spending the night at my current husband's house. And my mom used to be so bothered. She used to be so bothered by that. How could his mother allow this? She remembers being a little girl. You're going to end up pregnant. My mom made me get on birth control, y'all. I
Now, see,
it was all sorts of
you ain't had
craziness.
no business.
I said, "Oh my gosh." My husband was in high school also, but she was just like, "Why are you spending the
I
night?
ain't
There's no
never heard.
supervision there." I said, he's cool. He's chilling. Is what the funny thing too, got knocked up on birth control when I was 17. So I said, maybe if you didn't put me on it, see where I'm going with this? Maybe if you didn't put me on it, nothing would happen.
Okay, well, here's the thing. If they decide they're gonna want to do all of that, that's fine. I have no problem. You just not gonna do it. Is the problem? You just ain't gonna do it here.
It's
You
too
can
many
go
animals in that house to get busy.
right. So you can. Well, first of all, if I was to leave, then I was married to Craig. We wouldn't have all that shit. We wouldn't have. First of all, we would have furniture. If y'all don't want no couches in the living room, I'm gonna put a pool table here. If y'all don't like, I'm gonna make it look nice. That's what he needs somebody else. Like I felt for him. I did because all he did was stay in that little room that entire time.
And obviously, he's making good money. Because to
Yes.
support a family of 3 is expensive, but to support a family of 6 plus
Mm-hmm.
the animals,
Plus the animals.
he's doing well. Uh, but Wendy and Althea talk, and Wendy told Althea immediately. You could tell Wendy was waiting to tell her. Your kids want to be nurtured. They want to have their fucking mama back. Wendy told this lady verbatim, you think what you're doing is low demand parenting, but you've centered and structured your children's life and your household life to where everything revolves around you and what's best for you and no one
Mm-hmm.
else. And I thought that was an incredible observation by the doctor because it's the truth. It's the truth. If you care to have your kids learn independence through low demand parenting, the best thing you can do to give your kids independence is to teach them rules. Because when you get out into the real world, there are rules that you have to follow everywhere at work, in society, at movie theaters, in line at the DMV. When you go to go to the airport, there are rules everywhere. So you have to teach your kids rules. You have to enforce something. It will help them get some damn structure. So I was glad that Wendy told her that. She also told this girl that she needs to help her husband. There's no reason that you do not have a job and you call yourself a housewife, but you don't clean the house. You don't make the house more peaceful. You don't do anything for the house. You don't pay bills. You don't cook. You don't grocery shop. You don't clean. The only thing you clean is your coochie. And that's just not good enough. So I was happy that Wendy told her to help with the kids, like suggested, taking the kids to school sometimes, making them some food. When Wendy suggested that, she told Alethea that you guys moved here to escape burnout, but you don't want to escape burnout for one person to transfer it onto the other person. And Alethea goes, well, he's a martyr. I said, wait a minute.
I was like, oh no.
So if
Oh
he's
no.
tired from doing everything and paying your bills, bum bitch, and if he has a complaint because he's tired, that makes him a martyr. But you're sitting here complaining and crying about a life that was stressful years ago when your husband is saying you don't have to work. All you have to do is get your fucking ass up and attend a game of your kid, give your kid a fucking hug or drive him to school. You don't got to cook breakfast. You could buy them McDonald's and sit and eat it together with them. But you're not doing anything.
It was the audacity for me that she called that man a fucking martyr. I was like, wow, man, you got your nerve. Wendy better than I ever could have been. I'm glad she didn't white stop with my black ass because when I tell you, I would have read her for absolute fucking filth on this national TV.
That's what
because,
they used to
how
do on
dare
the
you?
original Wife
Oh,
Swap.
I know. They
And I
used to
wish
make me. Yeah.
Bravo trying to keep it cute. I would have read Alethea for Phil.
Oh, I would have too, because it was there's no way you calling that man after I just seen how hard this man worked. Not only this man got to work, he got to do the laundry in his office, and then he got to get up, take the kids to school. Then he got to go make sure they get out of school while you sleep to 12 o'clock in the fucking afternoon, and he's the martyr. Oh, okay, man. Oh, okay. That's some new shit because I never knew that.
And it's interesting. Alethea's only feedback for Wendy was to give the kids some more flexibility, do more fun things as a family, and give the kids some free time to just do what they may want to do. Which is interesting because she said that she left the life that was like Wendy's because it was so overwhelming. But the only feedback you had about that life was to have some flexibility, add time, and fun time, which if you schedule, you can leave yourself some free time to enjoy. And honestly, Wendy and Eddie might have such a strong marriage from what we've seen because they have structure in their life. So when their kids are down for bed at 9 p.m., that means that they have some type of time for each other. And that little time when you're married or in a relationship, it genuinely counts. There's times I don't see my husband sometimes until 8, 9 o'clock at night to where I'm able to like finally sit and spend time with him. But those few hours of doing it, if we had kids, oh Lord, who knows? So sometimes structure is good. I feel like Wendy learned something from Alethea, but I don't feel like Alethea learned much from Wendy. They say in the update that she's taking the kids to school a couple days a week and makes scrambled eggs, but I just didn't feel like Alethea was likable. I didn't feel like she was genuine. Um,
Anytime
the
I feel
family,
sorry for your children when you're on national TV, there's a huge problem.
they have trauma because their mom is so absent, and they probably know that she wasn't that way with their sisters, which probably adds that extra element. I can't even assess their marriage, Craig and Alethea,
Because we
because
didn't see anything of it.
we didn't see anything. They didn't interact.
We saw one kiss, and that was it. We didn't see them interact. We didn't see a conversation. As I said, I don't even think they sleep in the same bedroom because he was in the same office the entire fucking time. So what do we have to assess? The only thing I'm assess from this is that I feel like the reason why she couldn't really give Wendy much feedback is that those kids, because at the end of the day, her kids having structure is why you enjoyed them.
Thank you. Yep.
Her kids having that structure is why you enjoyed them. Why they didn't go crazy like your kids did at 12 o'clock at night.
Wendy had
And
to ask for help at one point from the grandma to get that boy to actually do what he was supposed to do. And then he tried to pull my mom would have let me do it, which lets me know that they probably pulled that with the dad and anybody around them who tries
mm-hmm,
to put structure.
mm-hmm,
I think those little boys are giving their teachers hell at school.
yep.
I think they might be giving their peers hell. I think they're giving their family hell. And I think Alethea knows it. But for whatever reason, she's unable to cope. She just gives me someone who's depressed and needs to admit, address it, and get to therapy.
She
But
give me Lifetime Movie Network, and she was
damn,
crazy. I'm
not
sorry.
good.
No, y'all, you too nice. No, she was crazy, and I'm sorry. I fear for those children. I really do. I fear for those children, including the daughter that had a little boyfriend over there all time of night. I fear for them all because I feel like they really are getting robbed of the experience that they have in the home if she would get her ass up. So I feel like I I really hope those kids really take advantage of knowing that not all moms are in fucked up positions. There's just something wrong with your mama. And I hope that a little structure is something they learn to do. Because Wendy's structure was well organized, but it was definitely doable. The fact that Alethea couldn't even do it, the fact that she couldn't even take the kids to school, Eddie had to go and do it.
Crazy.
Just goes to show you she's not equipped. Because that shit was not hard. How hard is it to wake up at 5, get 3 kids
She
when
is
you have?
not. She can do everything that she's complaining about because she did it at one point. But I'm
Mhm.
starting to also think that she didn't do it to the extent that like Wendy would. I feel like her husband has always been the person to do. I think what you said before I end the live about Alethea is probably the most true thing. The observation with her mom picking up where she leaves off. Her whole life has probably been that way. She's probably spoiled. And that's probably why her husband and her mom just seem to accept what is going on because it's probably always been that way. But I thought that this was a fun series for Bravo to bring back. Wife Swap was legendary. I'm constantly reposting wife swap memes from back in the day. I loved it. It was fun to recap. Kevin Reynolds has let us know that they did greenlight another season of this. So if it comes back, me and James will cover it. This show will be going away. So what we will be covering in place of Wife Swap on my channel will be Surviving Mormonism with Heather Gay from the Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's just going to be 3 episodes. I believe it airs tomorrow. So we'll go over that on Wednesday. I believe Love and Hip Hop is also going to air. Love and Hip Hop Miami. And then we have Bell Collective, the Braxtons. Oh, we have a lot, y'all. And we're going to do Potomac after the next live. But I appreciate all of you for being here and engaging in the chat, as well as the replay gang. And I will see you guys on the next live. Adios.